have high expectations of myself because I care too much about how others view me. I'll go over what I understand about it and what I'll be doing about it to both help myself and potentially help you with your expectation problem. The reason I struggle to move on is because I subconsciously set high expectations for myself. If I look at my other videos, I'm really proud of the how to be perfectionism thumbnail, and for some reason, that's turned into my standard, right? My lowest standard, where anything less than that isn't good enough. But I mean, high expectations aren't that bad if you can get over them quickly, or if they're realistically achievable for your skills. But if you're just procrastinating on them or ignoring them, like I have, you'll end up losing skills and get further away from achieving that goal. I still want to achieve my goals about making it on YouTube and learning how to script, learning how to make thumbnails. And if you want to achieve your goals as well, we'd either have to learn how to drop the ego and become a beginner again, or practice in pain and silence as you work to achieve this high expectation. I'm going to be choosing the former path. The method that I know of revolves around the idea of shame only exists in the shadows. Fear only has power against you when it stays hidden. The goal here is to figure out where the shame is coming from and put it out into the open light. Then we can see this fear for what it really is and decide if it's really worth fearing. And this is done by repeatedly asking why. Why don't I want to work on videos? Because I can't come up with a good thumbnail for it. Why can't I come up with a good thumbnail? Well, I actually can come up with a thumbnail, but they're not good enough. Why do they have to be good enough? Because bad thumbnails get low view counts, and that's embarrassing. Why is that embarrassing? Because my current subs will see the thumbnails that I make and think it's bad compared to my other ones, even though I tried my hardest. Or they'll see that I didn't try at all. So now I have this really descriptive sentence of what my high standard entails. And once we have this, we can put it into the light. So to do this, we'll play out the scenario where this happens, right? The scenario where I post a video and I tried super hard on the thumbnail and everyone's like, what the fuck is this? It's ass. Did someone make this thumbnail for you? Why can't you make another one like you did before? I'm gonna be all embarrassed and ashamed because I showed them that I wasn't as good as I seemed. That maybe the previous videos were a fluke. And now everyone's expectation is going to be lowered. My view count is going to be lowered as well. And I'll just have to sit here in disappointment and shame that I lost people's expectations. So all that happens. I'm writing this all down. I'm visualizing it in my head. Now we can look at it, right? Do I really want to hold on to this expectation where my skills don't make up, or my skills don't live up to what I believe people think of me, when in reality they probably don't care at all? But if I imagine everyone looking down upon me now, everyone, the fear that I have for, making a bad thumbnail or whatever, right? Is it really as bad as it seems? Is it really that painful to accept that I'm not where people think I am, or where I think people think I am? Or do I just want to start from the beginning and be okay with losing progress, losing hypothetical progress, or getting set back, right? And of course, this is all a hypothetical scenario. And for things that you can't exactly do in the moment, you can kind of convince yourself to drop your ego this way by kind of arguing with yourself, dropping points about this fear isn't really what it seems to be, and the pain isn't as bad as it says it is. But another way is to simply just admit that you suck, right? It was an article that I read about online where this person's going through leadership training and workshops, and even though they'd been doing workshops and teaching about it for the longest time ever, they still get embarrassed in front of these other wannabe leaders. And right, that's gotta be embarrassing because you're already experienced in this leadership thing, and here they are being embarrassed and scared of a simple workshop. So what they did is just after everything passed by, they just admitted to the other members that they were feeling this way about this thing, and it made them scared and nervous. And this did help the group to become less nervous because but it's also internally where after admitting that you're nervous and you're not as good as you thought you were, then that kind of drops this fear of an expectation that you have to hold up, right? A reputation that you don't actually have, or at least the reputation that you imagine in your head. Once you admit that Once you admit these like negative things about you, then, you know, it's out in the open. You can't take it back. But it's also a lot more freeing to know that, you know, you don't have to hold up this reputation anymore. You can just try your best and fail. Right? And that's why I kind of make this video, because I want to reset these imaginary expectations about myself. So it's somewhat of a selfish video. I've just noticed that my authority, my experience, my work ethic, and my progress that I present onto this channel and in my server is kind of high compared to what I'm actually at. Especially since I've fallen back down like a standard. I originally thought that I was done using this beginner mindset and that I could get myself to grow beyond it, that I was ready, but I've fallen back to where I need to rely on it again, and probably for a lot longer than I really think it should. So I'm just gonna make art and make content without the expectation of looking like I made it or I'm successful in anyone's eyes. If I fail, the only thing it hurts is my ego, not my progress or skills. If you made it to the end, I appreciate it. I have a Discord server below if you want to join. Thanks for watching. Take care.